Good morning, guys. Summer here, owner of Greensboro Downtown Yoga, coming to you for this nice, gentle stretch and recover class. Before we dive into class, just want to give you a quick reminder to hit that subscribe button below and join us, and then hit the bell so you get notified anytime we go live, anytime we post new content. And that's pretty exciting because today we surpassed our 20th live class. Isn't that crazy? This is actually class 21 on the live stream. So if you're brand new to getting to know us, know that there's 20 other classes that you can join us for. With that and all this content, we are providing you 100% for free, and that was such a conscious decision at the time of COVID-19 to want to provide our community and those afar with free content. But if you feel inspired or empowered by anything that we provide, and you've got the means to support a small local studio in Greensboro, North Carolina, any donation would be greatly appreciated. And there's a donation link below. So again, thank you for any of that. So let's dive into class today. If you might have happened to have seen my silly post on Instagram, it's because I'm being authentic to me today, but also because we need, if you have available to you, some blocks. If not, no worries. And a strap for today's class and your mat. All these are just tools that can assist us. If you don't have them, don't worry. We're going to focus on our hips today. I just did a barre class that kind of brutally worked the legs, and then I had thought when planning for today, let's just open the hips. So start off in a seated position. Maybe this is a chance, if you take a block or a blanket or anything around you, that you sit on top of it. I'll do this from the side. And what you'll see how that just opens my hips a little bit more? And I want you to sit tall. With our eyes shut, take these moments to just be present. All week we've been focusing on the idea of the new normal. And what does that mean? What is normal? And as we close out the week, who cares what normal is? I want you to be authentic to you. Which is why I showed a silly post on Instagram today, because that's kind of who I am. Sometimes you don't see that when I get business mode. But it is. That's me. I want you to think, how can you show your authentic self in one way today? Use your breath. Take a big deep inhale. Exhale, let everything go out your mouth. Inhale. Let it all go. One more time, big deep inhale. Exhale. Take a few more moments just to sit tall. While today's practice won't necessarily have us moving breath to movement, your breath is still an integral part of this experience. So allow yourself to find your deep Ujjayi breath, which means you restrict the back of your throat, which I know sounds really scary, especially if Dad is watching this and knows how that feels. But you want to inhale and exhale through your nose. And the restricting the back of your throat simply means that you find this way, kind of push your tongue back and make this kind of deep growling, they oftentimes say, noise. Make your way to all fours. And just place the block to the side. Hands come under our shoulders, knees by our side, our knees under our hips. You're gonna lengthen your right leg back, touch your toe, and then bring your knee back in. Left leg, reach. Just finding this gentle press back so we get this stretch into your hip. Just dynamically trying to move our leg, and as we do that, we're opening a little bit into our hip. If this is really bothersome on your wrist, you can always do this on your forearms. Come into all fours. You're going to make circles with your legs. So your knee's going to pick up, come out to the side, and then come back down. And it doesn't need to look or feel a certain way. I just want you to start moving your hip. Go the other direction. Notice, does your hip maybe start to go pop, pop, pop? It might. Especially if you're really tight. One more. And then bring your knee in and lift your other leg. I think we have a ghost in here, so there's lots of noises going on in the studio today. It's kind of scary. Yeah. It misses all you guys. It's lonely here with just me and Michael hanging out. But we respect the stay-at-home order and hope you guys are too. Go the other direction. And wanted to just you. The only people who've been into the studio since that are Michael and I. Bring your toes together. Sit your hips back and reach forward for child's pose. You just get a gentle rock side to side. Bring your forehead onto the mat. Just say yes, say no, side to side with your head. Let go of the worries and fears that we hold on to when we try to hide our true selves from the world. And allow ourselves to be here, present and aware. Come back up. Let's come to a seated position again. The bottoms of your feet are going to come together. And this is a great chance, if you have blocks, to place them under your knees. So we're going to sit here in this kind of supported position. Now maybe you've got really open hips. I have pretty open hips in this position, so the blocks actually don't allow me to get a great stretch. But maybe that's what you need. Pull your knees in, or your heels in, so they're as close in as you can be. And then your hands kind of come behind you and you open your chest. And you might be really familiar with doing this position and rounding over, right? That's what is most commonly done. But I want us to feel expansion in our chest. We're here so much of our day. Let's avoid being rounded forward and instead open our chest and press our knees down. Lift and press into the palms of your hand. You might notice, I don't know if you can really see them, I have really hyperextended elbows. And I've been noticing it when I've been watching the videos back. You want to press in, but not make your elbows kind of force back. It's just enough to open and lift your chest. Release. Bring our feet, so now we're in this 90-90 position. If you had blocks, just place them off to the side. We're 90, 90. Bring our hands behind us and open our knees. So now you kind of have this open position and then close. Bring our knees back to center and come over. Notice my feet, they stay connected to the floor the entire time. And that's a huge important factor of this, is that the feet are not lifting. They're connected. And you're moving in a way that you can start to move around your spine. And start to look over your back shoulder. Each time it's just a gentle movement. Dynamic movement into our hips. I want to do some deep static stretches in a moment, and the research tells us that we need to have some heat, some movement before we can do stuff like that. So that's what this is. I will say I'm kind of a research junkie. I like exercise science research. I have a master's in exercise science. I was a professor of exercise science. So to say that I enjoy and geek out on that stuff. Sorry. Sometimes I always say that in life. Because I share it with you guys. I try not to be overwhelming with it. But if you watch some of our movement mantras, you'll hear some more of the science and the research behind different things. Let's come back to center. And I want you to find that same position we were just in. Maybe you have the blocks again. But this time your feet are further away. We sit up super tall and we just hold right here. Think about your sits bones. Lift your chest. It's just about making the science fun. Having some fun with it. I think that's what's important. That was how I felt as a teacher. That if I wasn't having some fun teaching the content, the students weren't having fun learning it. Well, all of my students would tell you it was hard, and I pushed them. I also had a lot of fun with it. Let's extend our legs straight. Find this long length out of the feet. Grab your strap. I'm really toy happy today. Normally I'm not, but today I wanted you to find different ways. Again, if you don't have it, don't worry. You're going to take the strap onto the bottom of your right foot, lift your chest, and pull that leg off the ground. Notice I'm really trying to avoid this forward folding, which is fine, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with forward folding, and there's a place and time. But when we are so there all day, I just want to avoid it as much as we can. It's going to seem a little weird, but kind of fun at the same time. You're going to lift your leg off the ground and then roll yourself back towards the mat. Your bottom foot, I like to have it bent on the ground. Leg is straight to the sky, and we're going to pull it in and then come about in line with your knee. So you're pulling in as close as you can and then going out towards your knee. Now maybe you can't get it in this far without bending your knee. And then I would rather you be kind of low. So wherever you can be. So what this is doing is your hamstring, the back of your leg is your hamstring. The front part here that is creasing is your hip. And so by getting this movement, we're dynamically working our hamstring and our hip at the same time. So if we think about that idea of being authentic, and why did I just kind of share that random thought about me being an exercise science geek, is that I sometimes hide that, to be honest. I I don't know why when I'm on the video, when I'm teaching, I sometimes don't talk about that type of stuff. But I think that it is such a huge part of me and who I am. And so allowing you guys to see that and know it makes me feel a little bit more like myself. Let's bring that leg up and then reach it forward. As you reach your leg forward, you're going to roll up. Sit up tall and switch feet. I think it's what makes me a little different than some others, and that's okay. Lift your up. Push and roll your shoulders back. Think about what that little thing that makes you a little different, a little unique in your niche and what you do in the world. How can you be okay letting that light shine? Let's roll down. So pull the leg in and back. And I just noticed as I did this leg is so much tighter. And see if yours is too. The important thing here is that we're keeping our knee straight so that this tendon that connects right behind our knee can really get stretched out. For any of you who might be runners or cyclists or just humans who sit a lot, your hamstrings get so tight, especially my runner friends. As a former runner, I know how much all the pounding on the legs does to those hamstrings. Or it can sometimes be the most uncomfortable thing. Bring our legs straight. Roll yourself up. And come up to seat. Unhook the foot. And we're going to come to a lunge position. This is a really great one if you want blocks to place by your foot. You're going to step your back foot so that your hip is this long line. And we're going to do this dynamic movement. So sit up tall and then sit back into kind of this long, it's called a half split for yoga. Push forward, push back. I love this movement because it can, especially right after what we were just doing, it's very similar. If you think about it, it's that same type of move, just now you're getting even deeper into that hamstring, yes? You don't have to have blocks. Your hands could be here on the floor or up on your leg. Ooh, I just talked. It makes a little more balance. But since I have them today, I'm going to use them. Books. I've used books before at home to do it. Let's stay forward on this next one. Hands come beside foot. Lift your chest. Press this back hip down so we're getting stretch into the front of your hip. If you're a person who sits a lot or just a human and you end up with lower back pain, they actually know that a lot of lower back pain is caused from tight hips. And repeat it, it's like this vicious cycle of if we don't move because our back hurts and our hips are tight, then they get tighter. And then next thing you know, you end up in more pain. And it's just like I said, it's just this kind of vicious cycle. Let's step our foot back and switch sides. All right, so dynamic hamstring stretch. see how you can move in and out of it. Oh, feel that hip, right? Start to move. The plus to this is I get to enjoy and look at my lovely pants. I really love this pair of pants, although I think they're dead in all ways. You have those pants where you're like, I'm holding on to them, but I really think I need to get rid of them. They're this like snake skin pattern. Even though I hate snakes, I love these pants. Michael and I were talking the other day, and he said, Summer, you've got this such a great big personality when you're in classes, and when I get on camera, I get very teaching mode and very serious sometimes. And I realized, what is it that makes me like that personality of when I'm teaching a live class? It's a little bit different. And it's that connection, right? It's that I like to connect to those out in the room and share our similar stories and connect with what's going on. And it's hard to do when there's a camera and I don't know what's going on. Hold this next one forward. But a way that I can still connect is to tell you those truths about me and see how you can connect into them. And then hope that you share some of your truths. I would much rather be talking to you, but in person. But this is what we got. So this is great. Hopefully you're feeling the front of that hip as we push into it a little bit deeper. Release your foot, step back, and just sit in the child's pose for a moment with your knees really wide. And even think about taking your knees wider than you normally might. And how you can really push your chest down to the ground with your heels reached towards your hips. Ourselves back up. Find a block if you have it. If not, absolutely no worries. I'm going to show it both ways. But you're going to start sitting on that block with your knees wide. Towel, blanket, anything around you could work for this. Your arms and your knees are going to press on the outside. Your arms are going to press onto the inside of your knees. Your feet are forward. We sit tall. Now in this Malasana pose, maybe this is all that your hips want. Or maybe you want to push them a little bit more open. Remove the block. I love to get a little shift of weight side to side. It feels fabulous. Lift your chest. Other cultures, they sit like this all day. Let's hang out for about 15 more seconds. Reach your hands back. Bring one leg, cross your knee at your ankle. Pressure up your right leg out, whichever leg is lifted. You want to press on that knee, or maybe you just want to sit tall. But notice how far away my foot is from my butt, and that's purposeful. I'm trying to get this leg to be as parallel versus being like here. Roll onto your back. And let's hug our knee into our chest. And just rock from side to side. This gentle rock. Maybe you're hugging in on your thigh, you grabbed at your shin. Whatever you're doing, you're allowing the hip to open. And place the foot on the floor. Cross your knee so they're stacked. And then allow your knees to fall to the side. Look over your opposite shoulder. So this is going to be this great spinal twist into your mid-back. Bring your knees to center. Push yourself back up to seated. And let's do the other side. Cross your knee. Sit up tall. Remember, that foot is far away from you. Flex your foot. It's going to give a little bit more intensity down the back of that leg. Make it a little bit safer on the knee joint. Just breathe right here. One of our movement mantras talks about crying and emotions, and it's interesting because there's this connection with our emotions, with our hips, and that we hold a ton of emotion in our hips. So if you're starting to feel like a little bit, ooh, maybe some emotions are coming up, that's okay. Let them come out. Roll back onto your back. Hug your knee into your chest. Use your breath here to allow movement. Remember, allow a gentle rock from side to side if it feels good. Place your right foot on the floor, allow the left knee to cross over deeper. Open your arms and then let your knees fall to the side. You might find that that's not the most comfortable place for you and you want your knees to just kind of uncross. And that's fine. Maybe use a block and you subconsciously just used a block that was right here at me. Come back to center. Place your feet both on the floor. Hug your knees into your chest and give yourself this rock from side to side. One last moment, one last deep hip stretch is happy baby. We're going to bring our knees out to the side, grab the outsides of our foot, and just rock. Notice the legs, they can come so the knee and ankle are parallel, or maybe your knees bend in, or you can even kind of go alternate sides and extend. Whatever you do, just give yourself the freedom of this moment. Hug your knees back to your chest. Give yourself one great big gratitude hug. Great big inhale. Exhale, roll yourself onto your right side. Push yourself to a seated position. finish just like we began, in this tall, seated position. Hopefully, with your hips feeling a little more open, your mind feeling a little more centered, and your breath a little calmer. Go out into the rest of this day with a renewed sense of energy, calmness, and gratitude. Until next time, I'm Summer. Thank you. Bye. Oh, and I forgot to say it in class, but we would love, 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 love it if you start taking some pictures of yourself and sharing them. We miss the community. Use hashtag GDY community. Share your pictures. Tag us, GSO Yoga, on social. And just let's be in this together and share our sweaty movement moments with each other. So hashtag GDY community. Bye, guys.